I was a curious kid that always wanted to take things apart and try to figure things out. I operated at a faster pace than status quo, so as technologies are emerging and changing, I was intrigued by that. And fast forward, it's been a 30-year career.
So we take students from the very beginning of computer science, where we build PCs, tear them apart and troubleshoot, diagnose. So even if you're not that skilled at PCs, personal computers, we'll start you out at the very beginning. And then we move through teaching some networking, how to connect up computers on a larger scale, managing networks, whether it's server administration things that companies like ProMedica would be looking for, or companies like Telesystems hiring network administrators to tie everything together. And then we finalize it with some of the cybersecurity classes, ethical hacking, pretty much teaching people how to break into stuff so they know what to look for security-wise.
So when I was a kid growing up, my parents had instilled in me that we're transitioning from an industrial society to an information society. And so we were having these conversations back in the 80s. So fast forward to 2020, you're carrying a supercomputer in the palm of your hands, through a mobile device running either iOS or Android operating system. So, I mean, if you just look back to 2002, it hasn't even been 20 years, since the launch of the first smartphone in North America. And in the space of 20 years, we've seen industries emerge.
So the students that thrive in this program are the ones that come here with a desire to learn about computers. It doesn't take a special kind of student specifically, it just has to take the desire. We can teach you everything you need to know from the ground up.
One thing I will share is the CompTIA A+ certification would be a place to start for anyone interested in coming into the industry with little to no experience, no background. You'll be able to establish some basic fundamental principles as a starting point and test and obtain that hardware and software certification. I can tell you as an employer, if I had two resumes in front of me, one candidate had this certification, the other one didn't, regardless of any other credential that either of the two may have, I'm zeroing in on the certification, as a differentiator for the candidate that has it. The youngest person that I ever known to obtain this certification was 16 years old.
The technology that we use is cutting edge. We are leaders in the industry as far as the stuff that we are teaching and covering. Some of the technology we're doing, we're actually teaching fiber optics, which ties into network administration. We're teaching hardware such as Cisco Meraki, which was just released not too long ago. So many of the different technologies we are encompassing is cutting edge stuff that is for the future.
I would just, encourage you to just know yourself, know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, know what you would prefer to be doing even if you weren't getting paid. Choose something that's going to challenge you to learn at a pace beyond where people expect you to be. And what's going to be so satisfying with doing that is it's giving you an opportunity to be true to yourself. And it's giving you an opportunity to know yourself and spend time with yourself as you are building that craft.